What's up, guys? It's Canadian, and today we have the fourth of five, I believe. Yes, that sounds correct. This is the fourth of five Jayne Zarya VOD reviews. Jayne is an educational YouTube streamer, an educational Twitch streamer and YouTuber, very popular for his content, and he's been playing a lot of Zarya recently, and he's kind of like a caterpillar in a cocoon, trying to discover how he wants to play Zarya, and he's almost at the stage where he emerges into a butterfly. I kind of wish I hadn't said that analogy. I might edit that out, we'll see, but he is on the process of becoming a better Zarya player, and that's what we are all about here at the Canadian channel, helping people be better with Zarya. So this was the fourth review of Jayne's Zarya. Now, in the last 3 games, he has struggled specifically with reloading and bubble usage, so we're hoping, this is the fourth one, and as the games come in, he has been getting slowly better and better with these aspects. I think the 5th one, we're really going to see Jayne kind of come into his own. I'm excited to watch that 5th one. I haven't seen it yet. So yeah, we're here to help Jayne improve his Zarya play. Now, I am Canadian. I make a ton of educational Zarya and Orisa content. I do, in-depth guides. I do Zarya VOD reviews for viewers. I do Orisa VOD review for viewers. You can check out all that stuff on my YouTube if you peruse around. And I also do these reviews live on stream. So if you want to catch them live on stream, you can check me out and follow me at twitch.tv/Canadian. And if you want to know more about submitting VODs and when I'm streaming and content updates, you can also follow me on Twitter and Discord. All those links are in the description. I forgot to mention, I was Grandmaster on Zarya for many, many seasons. Not so much anymore because I don't play Overwatch much anymore, but I do still love doing VOD reviews. So, in this VOD review, we are focusing on positioning, target selection, ability usage, beam grenade discipline, graviton usage, all that jazz that goes into being a good Zarya player, and hopefully we can learn something from Jayne's play and help him improve along the way. So, let's get started.
He's back away.
Oh man, this is a weird SR game.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Can you mercy? Yeah,
The SAS guy usually plays Widow or Hanzo.
FXXS is a big thrower.
Alright.
Plays forget.
Oh, by the way, disclaimer, this game has like a ton of rounds in it, so we might not make it through all of them. We will see, but I believe this final score was like in the 6s and 7s.
And Symmetra.
Oh man, I'm gonna get YouTube dinged because there's music. Potentially, we'll see.
Widow.
Alright, good personal there to catch 2 Zarya grenades.
Widows.
Now, I want to point out something. What we seeing here, so in the last 3 reviews, Jayne has been very kind of missing a lot of projected barriers, and he was not respecting the end of the poke phase, I guess is the best way to put it, where he would use projected barriers, when the poke phase was over, and then he didn't have the bubbles for the fight, which is a very common mistake style of Zarya players. They just want energy no matter what stage of the fight is happening. If it's mid-fight, they still go for the energy instead of like using the barriers to protect or enable someone. Now, I think he has overcorrected a little bit now. He is respecting the importance of the projected barrier, but we see here he's utilizing this poke phase with his personal shield, but he misses out on a lot of opportunity to get energy with his projected barrier because he is very afraid of using the projected barrier now and not having it for when the fight starts. And honestly, I can identify with that. That is how I played Zarya for a very long time. I would only use my projected barrier in fights or like really, really long poke phases. I'm talking like, we capped point 1 King's Row and they're all the way by the bookstore. Like, to me, that's like, okay, it would take them at least 8 seconds to engage so I can get a projected barrier off. But here we're seeing he's overcorrected a little bit, and it is a learning process to find that sweet spot of when the poke phase begins and when the poke phase ends.
Genji, what
Widows. Up on you? Oh, I got you.
Nice work.
Shit.
Oh, I missed it. I was reading chat and he used a projected.
Up on you? Oh, I got you.
He Used the projected on his Hanzo who was fighting Widow, and that's a good barrier, right? That was a skill matchup between Hanzo and Widow, and even though Hanzo killed the Widow before the barrier went out, this barrier is giving Hanzo the edge in this fight to kill the Widow. So this is still a really good projected barrier, and even though I was just saying how he could have used the projected barrier to farm energy in the poke phase, he saves it. It sees an opportunity to make a difference in this game already. 21 seconds into this game, his projected barrier has already made a big difference in giving his team a +1 advantage.
On you?
Maybe not because he bubbled after they died, but the mindset was there. Is I'm gonna give my teammate the advantage
Nice
here,
work.
and that's not Hanzo. That's Tracer. Excuse me. That mindset of saving the barrier to really enable a teammate, I respect and I preach, and I want every Zarya player to play with Zarya's projected barriers like that.
Shit.
I know that's not feasible because you see, solo queue stars and Overwatch League stars play very selfish Zarya style. If you want to know more about the selfish Zarya style, check out my Zarya playstyle guide. But they basically play in such a way where they want to be 100 charge all the time. No middle ground. They will use every barrier for 100 to get charge, and that's it. That they're farming charge as the main purpose of their barrier usage, and I hate that playstyle with a passion. I hate it.
Alright, I'm pushing him a little bit. Alright,
This personal was definitely a little early.
a little bit.
This Ryan just gave the blue Ryan just gave Zarya so much charge. The red Zarya did a good job of waiting for the blue Ryan to initiate the swing animation, and then bubbled her Ryan. Then the Ryan keeps swinging, and she bubbles herself for more charge. Now she is mega charged, and since the blue Ryan is still fighting this prompts the barrier, which
Maybe
gives the
should've
blue
done
Ryan the
that.
advantage, and they just smash.
Push,
They just
push,
flank
push,
and smash
push.
these
Yeah, push.
this red team.
Nice.
Keep
Kill her!
pushing.
Don't let her get away with her energy.
Oh, I can't heal you, Ryan. You're too far up. You're too far up. I can't.
Oh,
I'm with
okay,
him.
I'm
I'm with
okay,
him.
I'm
Nice,
okay.
good kill.
Back up.
I'm
They did get the Zarya. That's really
We're
good.
we're good.
I got
Let's
shatter.
just panic a little bit. Okay. I'll get that.
Got shatter. Ooh.
Gold healing though.
No
Nice.
peeking.
You see, right, much better projected barrier than we've seen in the previous games. He waited for the fire strike, reacted to it, gets the energy. Nice.
Widow's
Look at
main.
the discipline. He did not bubble the second fire strike, which I really respect.
Widow's main, Widow main.
I toggled them for you.
Oh, Genji's on me. Genji.
Nice. He blocked the stun with the shield,
Widow upper.
and then bubbles his Brigitte as his Brigitte goes in. So two good bubbles again. But honestly, I'm gonna disclaimer here. How Zarya should be bubbling Brigitte is still something I'm learning, because Brigitte doesn't really have much of an all-in like Reinhardt does. Like, Reinhardt can really all-in, right? He's swinging his hammer, damaging everyone for 75, fire striking, getting ready to earth shatter, etc. And he can't really... And he can kind of disengage, and even though Brigitte can do all those same things, she's not as much of a threat as Reinhardt in that situation, so I don't expect Brigitte's all-in very much, per se, on like a group of enemies. So maybe it definitely be as a learning process on how often you should bubble Brigitte when she stuns someone.
Did you on point? Oh my god.
Did you on point or?
He's off. Genji left.
He can... Ooh, I like this discipline here, too. He considered bubbling Tracer, but he's like, you know what? She's around cover, she's safe, she doesn't need the bubble. I like that. That was really good discipline.
Wire low.
Oh,
Wire low.
bubbled himself after Brigitte. He probably didn't need to bubble himself. Like, Brigitte stunned him, yeah, but he was okay. It's just kind of a reaction, because when you get stunned, right, you expect more damage to come through. So this bubble is fine. The projected... no, I mean, they're duking it out, so this projected makes sense, too.
Oh, they're on point. On point.
I have dragon.
Thank you.
Right in half.
Nice. Again, more discipline. Oh man, he is being way more disciplined with his bubbles in this match. His Reinhardt's like 200 HP. He's like, you know what? I'm paying attention to you. I'm ready to bubble you, but I think you're going to be okay. He starts getting healed. He's okay. He saves the projected barrier.
Oh, good.
Oh man. Oh, this is so good. This discipline is really good.
Oh, good.
Right, the Dragon Blade comes out. He bubbles the Hanzo, which pretty much it deterred the Genji from following up to kill this Hanzo, and Genji already dashed. He can't do anything. Oh, he bubbled himself. He missed the bubble on himself, I think. Oh, I don't know actually. It says he pressed it. Hang on. I don't know. It is orange. It's kind of weird that he got damaged here, but I don't know. I give this to him. This is obviously, I don't know what happened here. It should have blocked the strike and given him energy.
Whenever you're ready.
46 ammo reload. I'll give him that one because he was turning the corner.
Whenever you're ready, Zarya. Oh, I got Ryan. Never mind. We don't need it.
Nice.
Dude,
Widow
that's
behind,
one.
Widow behind. On the left, on the left.
Oh no.
Dude,
Widow
that's
behind,
He saw the tracer, like the shot tracer on the left, right there. He saw it, and
That's
then
one.
Widow behind.
I don't know what happened here. That was really
Oh my God,
On the
unfortunate.
staircase, not behind me.
Yeah.
He was on the staircase, not behind me.
Yeah. Oh my God, Zarya.
He was on the staircase. Not
Yeah, he just wasn't sure where she was. It's unlucky.
behind me.
Yeah.
I'm so scared, guys.
On the left.
You said behind me, so I was dodging
no.
as if she was behind me.
What mean?
Yeah, the call out was bad.
Got it.
Oh.
Oh, they got.
Wait,
You want to do it? Probably
Yeah,
not.
I'm here.
Winnable,
Oh no! Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it!
Is it winnable? Is it winnable?
No.
Oh no,
No. Okay.
They shouldn't have. No, I'm glad that they
Don't do
didn't.
it. Don't do it.
So can you?
In any game I play, I hate it when enemy or teammate callouts are incorrect and then they get you killed because you're acting off of incorrect information. I really hate that. Because you die because they made a mistake, you know? It really sucks.
Watch for Widow. Right side. Nice.
I'm pushing.
Oh, that Reinhardt either meant to hit the pillar and baited him or not, but it's still like it's the right mindset, right? He sees the fire strike, hears the fire strike animation, and then bubbles, and that's what you want out of your personal shields. You want to react to unstoppable damage. Yeah, here his Reinhardt gets stuck in a corner, and so he's forced to barrier his Rein. Ooh, good target selection. Come on, yeah. Ooh. Nice. Oh, he gave up on bubbling his tracer. He saw it. He could have strafed to the right here. I don't think he's actually gonna have it in time. Actually, never mind. 2, 1. Yeah, she's dead, and it's still in 1 second. So never mind. He couldn't have saved her.
Oh.
Nice.
Push him. Push him.
See, this Reinhardt is a lot different than a lot of the other Reinhardts we see. I think in Jayne VODs 1 and Jayne VODs 2, the Reinhardt was not committing to attacks, right? But in 3 and 4 so far, in 3 we had Miro, in 4 we have Fried Sushi. When they go in, right? They take the Zarya barrier you give them and they turn it into a play. Versus in 1 and 2, they were just kind of they were hitting A and D on PC. They were just going strafing left and right, but they weren't actually pushing in with the barriers. So that's the difference on a lot of these Zarya barriers.
Back.
Because in 1 and 2, right, we were seeing Zarya barriers go on Ryan's. Nice, good job catching the fire strike.
Shatter.
Going on Ryan's when nothing was happening, right? They weren't committing. But now that they're committing, the barrier changes from a farming energy barrier into a playmaking barrier, and that's a really good distinction that really depends on your Reinhardt, or it depends on you as the Zarya player, either A, encouraging your Reinhardt with communication, like, yo, go in, or B, you wait for him to go in and then you react to him and you bubble.
Play Widow.
Is he still reloading with high ammo left? I'll thanks for the reminder. I'll try and keep track of that.
Widow's on the right, mid, picking mid.
This is a bad
It's on the
barrier.
Right,
That was a bad one.
mid, picking mid.
Right low.
Got the
What?
fire
Where'd
strike
he
though.
go?
Widow main, Widow main.
I got pooped off.
Widow main.
I mean,
I can't
Ready?
peek.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, nice. I like the grab. He had to bubble himself because he took a bunch of damage. The bubble on Ryan is kind of whatever. He's just duking it out with another Ryan.
Alright, Otto's dead.
Good target focus. Really good target focus.
Are we going?
They're low, they're low.
Are we going?
Holy shit, we're going in.
Group up, what are you doing?
We have
Man,
Brigitte, we're
they're in
going.
spawn, they're in spawn, dude.
Black, fall back, fall
We have
back.
another fight if we lose this
Get
one,
out,
it's
get
okay.
out, get out, get out.
Fall back.
Alright, I'm back.
You leapfrog there for some energy on the way out.
I got grab. I mean, what the fuck? I got shattered. No, Zarya, come right.
I'm a sub dragon again.
Go mid, go mid.
Again, another good personal.
I'm a sub dragon again.
Once Zarya fires the grenades, he shields.
Go mid, go
It seems so simple, but it's a huge distinction between a good personal shield and a bad personal
Okay.
shield.
That was a good fallback.
Oh, nice.
What? Where did... What? What the heck was that?
Oh, nice.
Oh, low.
Probably didn't need to bubble here for the fire strike, but it's not a big deal because there's still a decent amount of distance between the two teams.
Oh, low.
50 ammo reload when a fight's happening. I should have really been paying way more attention to the reloads, but there's just so many other things happening that needed pointing out.
Got Moira.
I'm dead.
That's unfortunate.
Focus, or wait, is it good focus? Hang on.
I got Moira.
No, I think Brigitte probably should have been the focus.
I'm dead.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
40 ammo reload. Right, like, yeah, Jayne was right. Jayne called it himself in his video. He had a really bad habit of of reloading whenever he bubbled. So that's I don't think I would have ever noticed that as two things that kind of went together. I would have noticed them separately. Like, because this bubble happened because he was weak, but the reload happened, which is a bad reload, because he's bubbling himself. So the fact that he drew that correlation is actually really interesting.
dragon.
Ooh, I'm dead.
Now we need to stall. Now we just need
Another 75 ammo reload.
to stall.
79, excuse
Get
me.
on point, get on point.
Yeah, how much time did he spend reloading instead of shooting? Let's count. Okay, so this fight starts... I'm going to go right now. So 250, the fight quote-unquote starts when the coalescence comes
Oh,
through.
nice.
Oh, low.
One
Got
reload,
Moira.
I'm dead.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
two reloads,
sub dragon.
Ooh, I'm dead.
Now we need to stall. Now we just need to stall.
three reloads. So he spent 4.5 seconds of the last 10 seconds reloading.
Get on point, get on point.
That is a lot. That's like he just spent 45% of the last 10 seconds not doing anything except reloading. Should it be reverse? Personal if you have to reload mid-fight? He had to personal here because he
That's
took a bunch of damage. The personal was fine. He lost like 300 HP in the blink of an eye. So the personal's not a big deal. Sometimes, yes, you use personal to cover your reload, but you wouldn't reload because you use personal. I think that's what you meant.
Sub dragon.
Ooh, I'm dead.
Now we need to stall. Now we just need to stall.
Shoot.
Jeez.
He bubbled.
It's getting on.
Ooh,
Right, so
that was actually he's staying in the dragon so they can't melee engage him. But he bubbled too early here, right? Zarya is not looking at him. Brigitte's not looking at him. Reinhardt's looking at him, but with his shield up, and he pressed the bubble. So I know it. Like I said, 2 CP like point fights or get a little hectic, and that's why we do these reviews so we can be cool, calm, collected in the next 2 CP point fight that we are in, because this bubble is definitely too early.
Jesus.
Like, if this Reinhardt made a mistake by fire striking the Zarya. There's no reason the Rein should have fire striked the Zarya. They could have just waited till the bubble dissipated and then fought a zero charge Zarya and just totally smashed him.
Dude.
He's staying inside the dragon, by the way, so because he's trying to, you know, use it as a protection to contest the point. 3 ammo reload, which is not bad, but he could have used 1 grenade and then reloaded. But these ones I'm not too critical of. Like, if he had saved bubble, like, because all they did was fire strike him.
Someone's getting on.
Got melted, dude.
So if he had saved bubble for, like, this engagement here, he might have lived.
Wow. What?
It's okay. I'm gonna play with Zarya and
Again, this bubble, super early projected barrier. So there is a poke phase happening here, so you can use the projected barrier, but you still want to make sure that damage is incoming when you use the barrier. He's bubbling before they even turn the corner, before he even sees the situation. He's bubbling too early to get value out of the barrier. Now, if he does get energy from this barrier, it's because the enemy team is not paying attention and just dumping damage at the corner. Like, he got 6 energy from that. He could have just waited a second, heard the micro missiles, and then used the barrier. He tried to catch them with his personal, but he didn't.
Okay.
the Mercer dead.
Divo 1, Divo 1. Divo 1.
He is going to have his projected back for the following fight, which is why that poke phase barrier was good in terms of timing, but bad in terms of usage. Good focus. Okay, right here, the focus on D.Va was good, but we're A, not grenading the D.Va mech, and then B, reloading with 70 ammo when there's an enemy healer right in front of us. The target selection onto the healer is good, but the fact that we're not grenading D.Va mech and we're reloading right in front of her is really bad. Why are we ignoring the healer? In terms of target selection, like, that Widowmaker is far away, she's small, she's hard to hit, but the enemy support is right next to us. .23 ammo reload again when Winston could have taken some damage here from him. He's gonna go down anyway, so it's not a big deal. Fighting a Zen without his personal. He's using the projected here to give him cover to fight the Zen. That's what I'm going to go with. Wow, he's getting really aggressive.
Oh my.
All right, so let's talk about this personal shield. So Jayne is on the point, contesting the point, right? There's really no poke phase. So a fight is about to happen. So when this Reinhardt fire strikes, Jayne does not have to personal shield here. He could just avoid the fire strike, right? Yeah, he's not going to get the energy, but he's going to avoid the damage. And he could save his personal shield for when they really engage on him. So he would get more value out of it in terms of energy. He'd probably get 40 energy instead of the 25, and it'd be helping him in whatever situation arises when he's going to need that personal shield. So I don't like... I like that he, at least, you know, he's reacting to damage, which is an improvement from we saw in the earlier games. But in this situation, when a fight is 100% about to happen, you don't want to use your barriers just for energy. Just like the same with the projected barrier, this fight is happening. No joke. Jayne's on the point. He's initiating this fight. He needs to save this barrier to keep him alive in this fight.
Oh my.
85 ammo reload. I don't think Brigitte was on his screen, so he couldn't bubble her. What was her HP going into this? How is she so weak?
Oh my.
Again, he just had two very greedy energy bubbles while standing on the point. Like, Reinhardt's not fighting anyone, the enemy Reinhardt's not even swinging at him, the enemy Reinhardt's Fire Strike is on cooldown. This is a very, very greedy bubble.
Mercy though.
Ooh. Yeah, and his Reinhardt gets punished for it. Reinhardt wasn't committing yet.
Mercy though.
And by the time Rein commits, the bubble half of the bubble's duration's already gone when the Reinhardt commits. Yeah, I mean, in terms of ammo management, he's at 25. Like, he might as well just fire this last grenade, but yeah, now that he's leaving, it makes sense that he doesn't fire the rest of the grenades. Personal to cover himself.
They're all one over there. My barrage. We should just get on point. Tank should just go on point somehow.
Coming Earthshatter.
Oh, I don't. 2 seconds.
See, this is a poke phase, right?
I
They're
don't
not
think
on
so.
the point. There's a decent amount of distance between the two teams.
Second.
He can afford to eat this Fire Strike with personal.
Alright, I'm resing.
And he got 20 more energy. Oh, by the way, I've been misspeaking. Fire Strike is 20 energy, not 25. It used to be 25, but it's 20. I just had a brain fart in the last couple.
Alright. Hog behind, hog behind.
Hog behind, hog behind. Actually, get this.
Oh no, we need to move, guys.
Alright. Alright.
Yeah, his Ryan needed that one because he's like 100 HP.
We need to move, guys.
Alright.
I'll give him this reload.
Nice.
I think he again bubbled too early here and just got lucky. The enemy Reinhardt Fire Striked anyway. It's like Jayne has already bubbled, and then the Rein Fire Strike. Maybe he heard it, and I'm not being fair.
Alright.
I don't know. It's too close to tell.
Nice.
Nice.
Alright, let's go. Let's go. Go, go, go.
Don't let her res. Don't let her res. Oh, she res. Don't let her res. Don't let her res. Oh, she res.
Nice follow up on the Rein pin. This reload though, 75. Like, he looked over and sees Roadhog, but he's stuck in this reload animation. He definitely reloads way too much still. I'm really excited to see the next game where he has kind of internalized everything from these two streams and
No.
yeah. Because there was 1.5 seconds where he could have been damaging the Roadhog, and in those 1.5 seconds, he probably would have earned enough ult charge for the Graviton, and getting the Graviton 1.5 seconds sooner could have been, maybe, without knowing the end of this fight, might have been the difference in winning and losing this fight.
No. Widow. No.
Why bubble Ryan here, though? Who was hitting him? I don't know. I don't know about this bubble on Ryan. Ryan's full HP, getting healed. I think he's okay. I think, like, I don't know. I probably... It's so hard to say because I'm not in the game, but I don't think I would have done the bubble because he's okay right now. Like, especially with the Roadhog on the field. If Roadhog hooks, one of my squishies, one of my supports, I want the bubble for that.
Widow. Right. Left side. Left side.
That was a good personal timing it with Roadhog's shot pattern. Nice focus on the Brigitte instead of the Hog.
Coming back with dragon.
You can only stop, like, you can't stop Ryan from charging after he charges with grab. Ooh, you were ready with the bubble in case he caught anyone, so that's good. Nice. All right.
Nice work, everyone.
Okay. We're still seeing. We saw really good discipline in the first defense, and that discipline has waned a bit in the attack. So. I think there's like 4 more rounds to this game. Maybe I should just stop right now. It's already been half an hour.
Okay. Yeah, Widow.
Yeah, I
Hanzo.
see that this time he didn't give up the poke phase. He used the energy in the poke phase that time, or got energy in the poke phase that time.
Where's the Widow?
She's up.
He dropped
Main.
down. Oh.
Bro,
shit.
really?
Look at the difference now, right? Last time on this defense, he bubbled Tracer, Tracer killed Widow, and technically Tracer didn't need the bubble to kill Widow. But this time, no bubble on Tracer, and Widow kills her. But I mean, you can't really attribute that to Zarya. I think Widow is just prepared this time.
really?
Yeah. We're gonna have to push up here, so I don't get
Job
sandwiched.
catching the
Yeah, we're
fire
gonna
strike.
sandwich
Uh oh,
her.
this is not looking good. Aw.
Ready? Yeah, we're getting sandwiched already.
Right here, he had to press the button because Reinhardt committed to charging.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was good.
And then he reloads with 90 when there's like people everywhere. I mean, the fight's lost. It's not like reloading with 90 is like what made or broke this fight, but it's definitely not a good habit.
Unlucky.
Nothing I can do about that.
We have to like immediately push up there if we lose someone. Cause we're gonna.
Widow.
I mean, you say you wouldn't have reacted that fast enough, Jotchbeard, but the audio cue happened and he was staring at the Ryan. I definitely think people can react to that. Hell, I mean, come on. As a Zarya player, haven't you 180'd in Barrier Durant because you just heard the audio cue for him charging?
It's some
Reaction
heals.
time is that of a sloth?
Yeah,
Alright,
charge
well
with
maybe.
Widow.
Again, farming energy with projected instead of the personal. Oh hey, there's an update available for my graphics driver.
Widow man. I think.
Yep,
Shit.
I was just thinking that was gonna happen. Alright. Okay, so let's talk about why I
If you watch it,
pointed this out, right? So with this sonic arrow, you see the enemy is already here. They are already at this door. So the poke phase is over. And when I saw him use the projected, I was like, in my head, I was like, A, he should have used the personal, and B, I'm really afraid he's going to get punished for this projected barrier. And then, you know, of course, you know, history repeats itself. The whole team is here. He personals to get energy. He gets a lot of energy with the personal, which is good. But he did it at the cost of expending a projected barrier that got what? The projected barrier got like 2 energy. And this is another thing about the projected barrier
some
is
heals.
he didn't assess the situation completely before pressing the key. And that's another reason why you want to farm energy first with personal shield, because that gives you an opportunity to move around the corner, assess the situation, and then say, hey, do I have time now? Is there a window for me to use projected barrier to get energy? And if so, what damage will I want to catch with the projected barrier? But since he uses the projected first, he doesn't see the situation, he gets no energy for it, using a huge cooldown, then
Thank you. Watch
gets
for the
good energy
Widow.
with the personal, but the red team's not going to sit around and wait for him to get his projected barrier back. They push in and they blow up his main tank because the protection of projected barrier is gone. This is a perfect example of why you should be farming energy with personal shield first, assessing the situation, and then if the situation allows it, follow it up with a projected barrier in the poke phase. He gets blown up so fast, like so much energy was missed, right? Like if a bubble happened, you're getting 40 energy from that bubble and protecting your Reinhardt at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive.
Shit! Oh god! What the fuck?
Yeah, that was he got punished really, really hard for being greedy.
Alright, just swap tanks. Go like that.
Yeah.
Like, all right. Let's have a discussion in the comments of this video. Do you think
Widow man.
by him wasting that earlier bubble,
Think.
the red team is going to cap the point? I think so. I haven't seen how this goes, but I think because the Zarya player wasted one projected barrier, a single mistake, right? I mean, obviously there was a multitude of mistakes that led to this point, but I'm talking about in this fight here, because Zarya wasted one barrier, it enables the red team to do so much. This is why I have such reverence and respect for Zarya's projected barrier. It is a game-changing ability, even though it doesn't seem like it at times. It's such a good ability, and I want it, the things that it does is just so glorious for your team, and then to see it just be used to farm energy like this just hurts me to my soul, because Rein gets blown up. I mean, not that Jayne could have saved the Brigitte, but Rein definitely gets blown up, which then Brigitte gets smashed because they're all in close quarters. I don't know, maybe it's not fair to say that this would have saved Rein. Maybe it's just too much damage and I'm being too critical, but it certainly would have helped.
Shit, oh god. What the fuck?
There was a lot of damage there, so maybe it's not fair to say the projected barrier could have saved that, but I feel like the projected barrier could have changed the outcome of that scuffle up top. Just barely, but enough.
They're dead.
Hey, then that.
So,
Alright.
and yeah.
Would have given time for the healers to react, would have given time for Rein to fall off the high ground and get healed. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was a ton of damage up there, so it's hard to say. It's a what-if situation, but even so, even if that is a what-if, you could go from having a 0 charge projected barrier to having, and your Reinhardt dying, to at least having a 40 charge projected barrier and your Reinhardt dying, right? Even in those two situations, one is still better than the other.
We already lost. GG.
Hanzo.
Right? He waited for the fire strike, he waited for the Zarya grenades.
Widow's behind, up top.
She's one.
She's up there.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Someone come back and pick me up.
Hey, come through. I got shield.
He kills her. He kills her.
I got shield.
Alright, he's ducking into cover and reloading because Zarya has barrier and he doesn't, so this reload's fine.
Oh, I missed.
I'm
waiting for Mercy. Alright, Mercy with me. Oh. Okay, we can res him, maybe.
Keep your shield up.
Yeah, I got shield. Hold on, wait. Okay.
Alright, I'm ready.
He bubbled way too early.
Alright, I'm resing.
Way too early. Like, the fact that Hanzo still shot him is just a mistake by Hanzo, but this is a bad barrier.
Alright, I'm resing. Alright.
Watch out for Widow. Probably Widow's alive. Coming back from spawn. Their spawn.
Yeah, she's behind us.
Oh, she's still.
Again, another. Is this a greedy barrier?
Yeah, she's behind us.
Yeah, this is that same one I've talked about already. It's like this Reinhardt in the first, when they were on defense before, and not the first defense, the Reinhardt was doing a great job of committing to his aggression, right? And that's what I was talking about, how the Reinhardt play changes these barriers from like an energy barrier into like a playmaking barrier. But the Reinhardt is now like skittish and timid after he got blown the heck up on that second point defense. So he's not committing to these fights, which is honestly baiting Jayne into these barriers. He's like, okay, my Rein's been going in historically. He went in just then. I'm going to barrier him so he can continue to do that. But then the Reinhardt, backs up. And that's where communication can kind of put a band-aid on the Reinhardt's tendencies. Like, hey, Rein, I've got a barrier ready for you. I'm here to, I'm ready to help you go in. And your Reinhardt will then, commit, commit to the fight, if the communication is there. So he barriers him, which then doesn't lead to an engagement. And let's see, what was the energy gain? Energy gain was there, but that one's not Jayne's fault. It's a combination of Reinhardt being timid and this Rein is now making a mistake, right? He knows he just got barriered. He was in third person with his shield up when Jayne put the bubble on him, so he knows the barrier is down, and then he decides to go in like to charge when the barrier is on cooldown. So again, this is a combination of communication, like, hey, my barrier is up in 2 seconds, right? Jayne could communicate that. Obviously, I know he's focusing, no chat, no comms, he's focusing on the game, but because he's not communicating that, Reinhardt may think it's available, and you know, then he charges. Rein is half HP. It's understandable he didn't want to commit, but let's look at that though. He's full HP turning this corner, right? If Reinhardt, if Rein and you're like, if the Zarya and the main tank are communicating, your front line needs to be on the same page. You're not wrong that he's half HP, but he's half HP because they were not on the same page. Rein went in, Zarya wasn't expecting it. Zarya reacts to Rein going in, but Rein reacts to getting blown up and he backs off, right? So the fact that neither of them is communicating what they want to do is messing up both of their rhythms. The Rein's not going in when he wants to, and Jayne's not getting the energy he wants, enabling Rein in the way that he wants his Rein to be enabled. Like, yeah, first of all, why is the Reinhardt swinging his hammer right here, hitting nothing? He's just face tanking damage for no reason. That's also a mistake. But there's just no synergy. The synergy they had on that first defense is gone on this attack.
No, she's still.
She's behind. Oh, she's behind.
60 ammo reload here, by the way.
Oh, she's behind.
Yeah, she's in their spawn.
48 ammo reload.
I'm sorry, I'm just
That one was different because he was leaving the fight.
Just half.
64 ammo. He hit it. He was gonna die anyway, but just pointing out he did reload there.
Oh wait, let's see if we can
Yeah,
do
we're
it.
going. The widow.
Quick, get on there, Merce.
Just brigade with me. Help me.
Help him.
Get the widow. Get the widow.
See, like, look at this. This is so much different than the last engagement they just had. His Reinhardt is committed to this fight now.
Just brigade with me.
And this is all because, you know, I really want to say, hang on, let me look at the last fight one more time before I say my spiel.
Yeah, she's behind us.
No, she's still.
No, their main healer did just go down. Yeah, all right, well, let's spiel. Okay, ready? Here we go. So this time, his main tank is really committing, and because Jayne is, you know, walking back to the fight, he's technically has the luxury of waiting to see what his Rein does, and he sees his Rein commit, and then that prompts the bubble, right? So they either need to communicate or be decisive, and this time his Rein was decisive, which makes it easy for Jayne to be decisive in bubbling him.
She's in spawn, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna barrage them from behind. I'm gonna barrage them.
Oh, I
from
got her,
behind.
I got her.
Yeah, go on. I'm gonna barrage them right now.
Jesus, dude, this brigade. Jesus, dude, this brigade. It's all over my nut.
Oh, Mercy said huge.
Nice.
No. Nice.
We have combo. We have combo.
I'm here.
Yeah, good focus, killer. 55 ammo reload. He also bubbles whenever there's an enemy Zarya bubble, but that's also like a tough habit.
Zarya?
Grab. Yeah.
No, you guys don't need. You guys don't need it. You guys don't need it. Don't grab. Don't grab. Don't grab. Don't grab.
We good. Let me get some of that.
Right?
Why would he shatter? Oh man.
Nice.
Why red team? What are you doing? What a
Those
waste
are-
of
those are-
ultimates.
What the fuck, dude?
I'm out a little bit
Just
on-
Absolute waste of ultimates from the red team.
play point. They can't get on.
What are dead?
The red team, Jayne's team's gonna snowball now because the red team messed up really bad.
Alright, we have combo for next.
We have 4 ults.
Alright, yeah, we have combo. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright, I didn't do a good job talking about bubbles or anything right there. I'm gonna go back. I know we already looked at this. I apologize, but I want to do a good job. Alright, so here target selection was fine. Avoiding the fire strike, focusing.
Nice.
No. Nice.
We have.
Look at this discipline too is really good. This is gonna sound really silly,
Over
but
my nut.
he did not bubble when Zarya wasn't looking at him, right? And that seems silly to say, it's like dur, of course not. But a lot of Zarya players, and we've seen Jayne even make this mistake in this match and other matches, is you bubble without realizing, you know, who is or isn't attacking you. So it's clear that Zarya is not attacking him. I think it was the King's Row game. He was fighting a Zarya that wasn't looking at him and he bubbled himself. But here, Zarya is not attacking him, so he's holding the bubble. And so, well, this seems really basic. Basic Zarya is the best Zarya.
No.
He saves the barrier, he uses it to protect himself from a lot of damage, honestly. Like, that grenade is probably going to do like 90 damage. He disengages, he avoids the fire strike also. The reloading is still a problem in this VOD, but he's helping him and his Brigitte are fighting. He bubbles his Brigitte who's getting focused. The repair pack from Brigitte, like he bubbled Brigitte and Brigitte gave it right back and repair packed him. It's like, it's just the synergy. It saved him. He's rotating. Flanks the Brigitte, boom. Bubbles himself because Ryan's swinging.
I don't think we need it here. I don't think
50 ammo reload.
we need it.
That one's whatever.
Were you good?
Like this bubble is, this one's a little bit of a we've won the fight bubble because they are up so much. He didn't have to bubble there. The enemy Reinhardt was just holding up a shield, and his Reinhardt was only holding up a shield, right? Even if your Reinhardt is attacking their Reinhardt, if their Reinhardt's just holding his shield, you don't have to bubble your Reinhardt. This is assuming like no other exterior factors, but you didn't have to bubble. He didn't have to bubble his Ryan there, but he can get away with it because his team does have such an advantage.
Nice. Oh.
Those are. What the fuck, dude?
I'm out a little bit hot.
Like this personal shield is just kind of whatever. All that one's whatever also because they won the fight pretty hard. Did that Ryan earth shatter on the other Ryan's head? I'm not actually sure.
Air shatter.
Alright, you have combo for nice.
We have 4 ults.
Alright, yeah, we have combo. Okay.
Yeah.
Easy wipe.
Let's just try the
Get on Just get
Zarya.
on point.
Hanzo.
Just get on point, make him drop.
I'm gonna go top and then point.
I'm here, Zarya.
I'm gonna annoy their Widow.
Poke
Alright,
phase,
good
right? He's utilizing the poke phase here. He sees Zarya spamming grenades and he utilizes the poke phase. That's a good poke phase
Alright,
barrier.
drop down. I'm dropping.
The only thing missing is like the communication of, you know, hey, barrier in 5 seconds. Bubbled himself because he's afraid of the Widowmaker, which is fine.
Mercy resing 1.
Nice. Focus the Zarya.
Low in the corner over here. Got her.
Nice.
The red team screwed up so bad on that first point defense by using Grav and Shatter. That was really bad.
That Widow.
This game is so long.
Take the aggro point behind the pillar here then.
Should have beamed there, just hitting the Ryan shield. Yes, good point, V8. When he grabbed, the Ryan was holding up shield. He should be using beam to do the most damage to the shield instead of grenade. That is a good point. Thank you for pointing that out. I do appreciate
we
it.
could go against that is either fight her or push forward into
We have
them
a
over here.
tracer
So,
top left ready, so
Talking about how to fight that
push
Widowmaker
Widows
that
through.
smashed them in the last one. He's missing the poke phase energy right here. Right here, that was 2. He could have caught 2 Zarya grenades. 3.
yeah.
They're not.
He's
They're
missing
not.
the poke phase right here
What is
so
that?
badly. He's missing all this energy.
This time.
Yeah, you see,
Upper right, upper right.
And that goes back. He's overcorrected now. He's too afraid of using his barriers because he wants them to be high impact. But then you miss the chance for them to have an easily high impact. He waits for the fire strike, which is good.
Get him.
Oh man, that's the second time Widow won that duel.
Back up here. I'm gonna
Oh
back
my
up.
god.
Back up.
Oh, and then, man, it's so weird to see him not bubble that spam before, but then he bubbles when the enemy team is on the point because the poke phase is over, man.
Back.
That one, yeah, I don't know. I would not have done that bubble.
Play Widow.
How much energy did he get for it? He got 20. He blocked 2 fire strikes, but the fight is happening now.
I'm the shield. Just play slow.
Yep.
Oh my.
And he's dead. Yep. The same mistake happened. No, I shouldn't say the same mistake. A different mistake. No. 2 mistakes happened. He didn't utilize the poke phase, and then he tried to farm energy when the poke phase is over.
Back up.
Because I mean, there's no way this is not a farm energy bubble.
Back. I'm playing back.
Just need to play Widow.
I'm no shield. Just play slow, play slow.
42 ammo reload here. He could have continued fighting.
Shield, just play slow.
Yeah, he reloads and bubbles together. I'm still impressed that he kind of saw that correlation. He's getting ready to bubble Mercy. Yeah, that was definitely worth it. I bet you're wondering how I got here. This is a great freeze frame. Hard to break that habit of bubble on low shield Rhine. But it's not, you're not, but the thing is, as Zarya, you don't want to protect Rhine's shield. I mean, like you do, but you want to protect Reinhardt more than you want to protect Reinhardt's shield. A dead Reinhardt has no shield. Even if Reinhardt's shield's broken, he can still recharge it.
Never again am I playing Tracer.
Oh, I tried to.
67 reload when there's people everywhere. I mean, this fight is lost, so it's not like this is gonna make a difference, but still, it's still a bad habit because whenever he reloads like this, and I should have phrased it like this earlier. Whenever he reloads like this, and not even versus like not even the times versus shields, but when he reloads with plenty of ammo versus people not behind shields, he is missing out on ult charge.
Oh my god, I got stunned.
He's missing out on crucial ult charge. That can be the difference between getting your ultimate and changing the outcome of a game or being 99% and dying. Like right here, he shouldn't have reloaded. He could have damaged Mercy. He could have damaged Zarya. Could have damaged Ryan and get more ult charge.
Dude, he's a monster.
Man. Let's play Winston here.
Yeah, play Winston.
Can we get an F in chat for Genmu?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have a diva, so gotta be careful. Trying to suicide.
This stun is like.
They have walls.
Yeah, but here's the thing, V8. If his shield's near breaking, right? Then either wait for the shield to break and then bubble, or wait for the if let's say his shield breaks, right? Just because his shield breaks, you don't have to bubble instantly. It's definitely a decent time to be ready to bubble, like because you get shot in the face by Widowmaker, but it's not like shield break bubble, right? If his shield breaks and he like goes around a corner, right? You don't have to bubble him because your Reinhardt was playing terrain well, but when the enemy team engages on your Rhine, it doesn't matter what the situation is, you want the bubble for that, right? There's less kind of leeway for bubbling when your Rhine's being engaged upon versus bubbling your Rhine standing behind his own shield. I think that didn't really come out right, but I hope the message, got across.
Mercy one.
Alright, Widow's out. I'm on Mercy. Mercy one.
Oh wait, he could have bubbled his Brigitte here. He could have bubbled the Brigitte here to get energy, but then his bubble would be down. Ooh, I don't know. This is a tough one. Yeah, no, yeah, I don't think he should. I'm glad he held it actually. This is just not inexperience, but Winston and Zarya has not been played together in a really long time, so they're kind of bubbling on top of each other. The target focus is good, and the target switch is good. He wanted the Mercy, realizes Mercy gets away, switches targets. That's good.
Alright, Widow's out.
He's dancing the bubble. He's using the shield here to cover his reload versus reloading when he shields. That's a big difference with this reload.
Mercy one.
I mean, yeah, he's not gonna. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, he played that, definitely played that better than some other engagements.
Widow main.
So many times.
The Widow just
Wait, what is Jayne saying?
That Widow has headshot me.
Widow main.
Yeah, she really has.
The Widow just killed everyone. What the heck?
Jeez.
I'm sorry. I screwed that up. I was trying to fly in to heal the tanks, but I ended up feeding the Widow.
Respects have been paid.
Genji instead of Hanzo? I don't know. just for the burst.
We need to learn how to defend. That's what it is.
All right, whatever.
What's up, Keldar? How's it going?
Fine.
See, in the
Not next defense.
Get to the next.
Psy player has
Because
way
if we
higher
get
than
it with
25.
time, then they don't get time.
Well, that we're losing to right now, basically.
All right, let's see the discipline. Nope, a same mistake. He's bubbling way too early, not assessing incoming damage before bubbling, and so he's utilizing the timing of the poke phase, but not the damage of the poke phase.
I can't heal you. I can't heal you from.
The fact that he still got 40 energy from that barrier is amazing.
I can't heal you. I
Widow
can't heal you from there.
top right. Widow top right.
It was such an early bubble.
Heal you from there.
Top right. Widow top right.
Yeah, he missed, and he's this close to catching the fire strike.
Widow top right. Come through. Come through. I'm going left. I'm going left.
I'll give him that bubble on Widow, on Mercy, because his team really does not want Widow to get the Mercy.
Oh, Mercy.
But here's the thing, like, he spent 2 bubbles to get 40 energy. He could have spent 2 bubbles to get 60 or 80 energy, but he's just doing it so early.
Top right. Widow top right. Widow top right. Top right. Widow top right.
Yeah, I don't think he got any with the personal.
One left.
It was all the projected.
Mercy.
Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time. Oh shit. No. The fuck?
Oh, Mercy.
Alright, good. Waiting for them to attack before you
Yeah, you're gonna have a hard
personals.
time. Oh shit.
Disengaging when personals down, which is fine.
Hey, round 1.
His Ryan is committing again, so that was a good projected. His Ryan pressed the W key the whole time, and this is communication. You know, Ryan, go in. I've got a bubble for you.
Hey, round 1. I'm fucked. Oh, fuck. Top right. Widow top right.
The difference, but that extra second of bubble duration makes is so huge here. Other times he was bubbling too early, like before they engaged on Ryan, and Ryan only utilized 1 second of the bubble, but he utilizes the entire duration of the bubble, and he almost dies still. So if Jayne had bubbled any sooner, like any earlier, and had made that mistake again, Reinhardt probably would have died.
Oh, fuck. Top right. Widow top right.
Rip Brigitte went too far.
I'm backing up. I'm backed up.
Alright, no! He was 90 plus energy. He did not have to bubble here. He didn't have to do it.
Get in here. Get in here.
What did that?
Yep.
What did that?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, it did block a ton of damage, but he could have held it for like a split second, 1 second longer until they... It's hard to say.
I'm backed up.
I don't know. Right when he presses it, like, it's not necessarily the result of the barrier that I have an issue with. It's right when he presses it, the circumstances surrounding the barrier as he presses it is what I don't like. It only really got value because it lasted so. I guess this is kind of a good example of utilizing the full duration of the barrier. Right? He used it pretty early here, and really only the latter half of the barrier gets utilized. Like if he was if he had barrier now, like maybe not now, but like a split second before, Reinhardt would have 2 seconds of protection here instead of 1 second of protection. It would be good to use it in extreme emergency. Extreme emergencies are always good for barriers. Of course, Genmu, of course. Extreme emergencies are the best projected barriers. The target focus is good. I can't decide if I want him to grenade here instead of beam just because they're so clumped. It's definitely hard to say. I don't know. I think maybe grenades here because there's just so many people in this doorway.
Jesus.
Gotta go in together as a group.
He's also making this is a common mistake among Zaryas too, is when you're really focused on getting the barrier on someone, you stop shooting, and this is a mistake like I guarantee every Zarya makes. Even myself, anyone that plays Zarya is when you're really focused on getting the barrier, you stop shooting, right? So right here, there's so many people like grouped up in this door, coming out this door, and he's got 77 ammo, but he's just there's 2 seconds to go. and he's staring at his Mercy like, I'm going to save you, I'm going to save you, I'm going to save you, and this focus stops Zarya's from shooting, which is something all Zaryas need to get better at.
Together as a group.
Like, he could have been getting a lot more ult charge here, just firing grenades at this group.
Hey, Rich,
He's gonna get a great bubble. That's an amazing bubble.
Yeah.
Zarya won, Zarya. Oh.
He's considering it. Oh, baby, that was a great kill.
Oh.
Yep, yeah, that was a really nice kill.
Hanzo won. Zarya won.
Dude.
The reload,
Zarya won.
Dude.
probably didn't have to reload because there's still people everywhere.
Hanzo.
This reload because he's running is a little better.
Ryan, swing at them. Come on, Ryan.
I'll give the reload on Brigitte too. He really doesn't
swing
want
at
Brigitte.
them.
I'm sorry, not the reload. The barrier onto Brigitte. He doesn't want Brigitte to die.
coming.
He's just shredding this barrier.
Sir, come back.
What a half. Ryan won.
You guys just
I
split?
can't, dude. We're split. Ryan won.
He personaled too early again. I don't know. I take that back. He took 100 damage and then personaled, so I take back that one.
Ryan won.
Aw, he fired 2 grenades and then the grab, so he didn't reload before his grab.
Nice. Widow's up top.
Why isn't Ryan attacking? Well, worked out anyway. I bet you're wondering how I got here. Just kidding. I didn't realize they had Dragon. I thought he was relying on Reinhardt to do damage, so never mind. Reinhardt was trying to block the Earthshatter.
Nice.
The 85 ammo reload, right when Zarya is right next to him.
Nice.
Widow won. Nice.
Good work.
What the fuck?
Alright, we gotta somehow do
Alright,
something.
hopefully they don't have grab.
They probably have grab.
But yeah, they probably do. I'm gonna solo shatter the Zarya.
They have walls.
Okay, wait.
They have walls.
Okay.
Did he catch the arrows? Let's see. Yeah, Hanzo was just too fast. The personal made sense.
Okay.
He got 20 energy from the personal.
Wait for me, I'm almost there.
Just wait for
Uh,
Wait for me, I'm almost there.
Just wait for
Alright,
that
poke
shit.
phase barrier.
Guys on Widow,
Poke phase barrier.
Widow
Widow's
top
on the
left.
platform
Far
on the
left,
left.
We have 1 minute to make a move, so are we
Alright,
gonna
I'm
wait
going in,
for
I'm going in.
ult?
We can't wait for ults.
Zarya bottom left. I'm dropping.
Then we going?
Here it is again. This is another one of those barriers that is not worth it in my opinion. It blocked Fire Strike. Both Zaryas are doing this, by the way. It's not just Jayne, it's both Zaryas doing this. Like, if you're the red Zarya, why did you bury your Rein here, right? The blue Reinhardt is just holding up a shield. Why are you burying your Reinhardt? It doesn't make any sense. But Jayne is doing the same exact thing. You know, don't get me wrong, this guy's getting a Fire Strike, but it's just 100 damage. Reinhardt's got 500 health. And you know, both healers are alive. Like, it's just not necessary in the context that a huge fight is about to happen, right? Jayne knows the red Zarya has grab. Jayne knows the red Reinhardt has Earthshatter. His own Reinhardt has Earthshatter. So something big is going to happen. The flow of this game has dictated that a huge fight is about to happen, and we're using this barrier to eat a Fire Strike.
I got Zarya.
Oh no. Oh god.
I got the Hanzo.
So we have time to regroup.
Like, right now, I don't know. I'm not even going to point out potential barriers because he would have barriered someone in the grab anyway.
Time to regroup, so we had to make them pop their ult.
Did they use grab and shatter?
I got Zarya.
This red team's ult economy is so bad. Oh my god, dude.
No.
This red team has terrible ult economy.
So we have time to regroup, so we had to make them pop their ult.
It's winnable,
We gotta
winnable.
get in quick. Fall back, fall back,
It's
fall
not
back, fall
winnable.
back, fall
That's
back,
not
fall
winnable. That's
back.
not winnable. Just suicide and point, suicide and point, please, quickly.
Jayne should have stayed and died on point, just doing as much damage as he could to build ult that much
We
quicker.
gotta get in quick. Fall back, fall back, fall back, fall back.
He shouldn't have retreated.
Just suicide and point, please, quickly. Alright, I'm gonna push him with Valk, although I have to be careful with Widow.
Oh my god, please, please,
guys.
please, please. Yes! He actually... I can't believe he actually got away with that. I'm completely against him retreating, just to be very clear. But the fact that he actually got away with this, because only the red Zarya pushed and not anyone else on her team, he actually got away with this.
We gotta get in quick. Fall back, fall back,
It's
fall
not
back,
winnable.
fall back, fall
That's
back,
not
fall
winnable. That's
back.
not winnable. Just suicide points.
Wow, I can't believe they let him get away.
Alright, let's keep...
If you're the red team, you do not let a Zarya get away with all her energy. This is a huge mistake by the red team.
I'm gonna push him with Valk, although I have to be
It
careful.
was a great kiting by Jayne to pick up the health pack and break line of sight with these grenades.
Uh-oh.
It's winnable, guys.
Oh my god.
It's
I
winnable.
can't believe that.
Yeah, you guys are up.
I'm going. I'm mid. I'm in.
Slow shot, slow shot.
I have dragon.
I'm on point.
That Zarya
Ball
should
point,
have given it up, man. Oof, I don't know. It's so hard. If you're that Zarya, man, you go for the kill on the enemy Zarya.
Goes left side, left.
I have dragon.
I'm on point.
Again, what is this barrier?
I'm on point.
What is this barrier? This is a terrible barrier.
Widow's left side, left side.
Mercy one. Hey, break one.
Behind. Widow's left side behind.
Okay.
I have dragon, Zarya.
Widow mid.
Man, he wanted the mercy.
I have dragon, Zarya.
Why? Everything about this fight is super awkward.
Dragon.
I'm on point.
So first, the barrier is really awkward.
Widow's left side, left side.
Mercy.
Who is that on the left even? Okay, so Jayne is choosing not to target the Brigitte for
Widow's left side,
whatever
left
reason.
side.
He wants the mercy, which I don't know. Brigitte's just right there. I would have killed the Brigitte first because she's got no mobility.
Hey, break one.
He wants the mercy. He had the bad barrier. He's shooting. He reloads before he grabs, which is good. He's afraid of Hanzo headshotting him, so he uses personal. So the personal's fine. He could kill the Hanzo. He could turn and kill the Hanzo right now. But he's going for like it's sick. It's like 6 versus 3 right now. There are 6 of his teammates here, and Brigitte died, and there's only 3 red team members. So, like, this grab isn't necessary. The game is about to end, which I am aware of, but I don't know. I feel like if the game's about to end, you really need your grab to be really, really good in order to ensure you end out this round strong. I don't know. I kind of disagree with that projected barrier. I disagree with the target selection. He wanted the mercy, which, okay, you want the mercy, so he shoots the grab. He doesn't catch the mercy because he either hesitated. No, he didn't hesitate. He just got the grab.
I have dragon, Zarya.
Yeah, that was unlucky. Bubble Ryan, who's at 50, which is good. He's reloading when he doesn't need to again. Like, right here, Jayne sees D.Va shooting him in the back while he's attacking this grab, right? He sees the defense matrix, he hears the tick, 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 etc., and he shouldn't have reloaded knowing D.Va was right behind him. He's also not grenading the D.Va mech. That's something he needs to add to his repertoire. He needs to grenade the D.Va mech when D.Va's mech gets destroyed. At 100 charge, you're doing over 50% of pilot D.Va's HP. Grenade this Hanzo when he jumps. Yep, there you go. This personal is kind of whatever because they're really winning the fight.
Break.
Oh my god.
This game is so long. This VOD, it's already been over an hour analyzing this VOD.
At least
Mark has extra health so he doesn't get picked.
AFK.
I need to play 10.
Remember we were like in their
Yeah,
spawn.
that's right. We had that one.
We had that one. That was
And then ever since then.
that was our
dude.
one.
Alright, this is where we hold, boys.
Oh,
Alright.
pray to the holding gods right now.
Hold me. I'm holding shield mid.
Jayne again not utilizing the poke phase here. The enemy Zarya is, and he
They're
isn't.
going right.
Mark, I swear
Widow's
he
main
gets
still?
off first again.
Widow mid.
Mark, I swear.
He did catch the fire strike, so right as I said that, he was waiting for the fire strike. He gets 40 energy. I'm glad he caught the fire strike.
They're going right.
Mark, I swear
Widow's
he
main
gets
still?
off first again.
Widow main. Widow left on the left.
Break shield, break shield.
Shooting shield, shooting shield.
Where's this widow?
Widowmaker is not Zarya's responsibility, is another thing that I'm kind of seeing here. Jayne is kind of cheating to the left to try and contest this Widowmaker, but that is not Zarya's responsibility. Zarya has to pay so much attention to the front line that she cannot afford to be playing in the back worrying about a Widowmaker.
They're behind us, or like, you know, Mega probably.
This discipline to not bubble Hog when Hog got stunned by Brigitte is really good, and I think it's really important as Zarya as we'll have to learn to play versus enemy Brigittes that not all stuns are created equal, right? He doesn't need to stun Roadhog here. Roadhog can heal himself. He's got 600 HP, and I'm really glad he didn't bubble Roadhog the instant he got stunned.
Mega probably.
The reloads
like,
though.
Mega probably.
All right, so his Rhine is committing.
No stun. Brigade, no stun. I need healing. I need healing.
Look at this. This is a great example of reloading too much.
No stun. Brigade, no.
Right here, watch. Watch the enemy Reinhardt's HP.
Stun.
Right there. Jayne is stuck reloading when the enemy Reinhardt has like 50 HP. Hang on, I think I'm not doing it right. Right here. Right here. He's stuck in this reload animation. And Reinhardt is almost dead. How much ammo did he have? He had 29 ammo. That was enough ammo to kill that guy.
I need healing. I need healing. Oh, you're good. Oh, no, run.
Did he grenade?
You're good.
He did. He grenade. Wait.
Oh, you're good. Oh, no, run.
No, he didn't grenade. Jayne forgot the grenade here.
You're good. Oh, no, run.
He forgot to grenade melee. He just meleeed.
Oh shit, who is that? You're fucking.
Sun's on point, behind the pillar.
Yep.
Mercy on point, Mercy on
Oh, I
point.
got widow.
I'm
Get
getting
the Zen.
wrecked. I'm getting wrecked.
Yes, the bubble. Oh my god. Where was the last one? That's my
I need
question.
healing. I need healing.
Oh, it was this one. Okay, that was his last one. No, there was another
Who is
one.
that?
This one. Yep, here it is. This one here.
Shit, who is that?
Probably could have held it.
You're fucking.
Especially because the blue team pushed the red Reinhardt so far away that, and the blue Reinhardt had a pretty healthy shield. This bubble's not needed.
Oh shit, who is that? You're fucking.
Sun's on point, behind the pillar.
He should have just been firing grenades at this guy and like crouch
Mercy on point.
spamming.
I'm
Get
getting
the
wrecked.
Zen.
He manages to get the shield on Ryan here, which is so important. That shield was really, really
I got Ryan.
good.
Huge.
Go mercy. Sorry, it's there.
Grenade! Oh man.
Sorry, it's there.
Right here, he should have grenaded this wall right here.
Sorry, it's there. Don't let her rest.
Oh man, he's getting too distracted.
Sorry, it's there.
I mean, so target selection, right? It's you shoot the high priority targets if they're out of position. And so let's see, Mercy
I got widow.
I'm
Get
getting
the
wrecked.
Zen.
Mercy was a little.
I got Ryan. Huge.
Go mercy.
Once Mercy went through that window, it was over. Like like as in she's not a target anymore. There's so many other people on the point that need Zarya that Zarya needs to attack or kill to build up this grav, etc.
Sorry, it's there. Sorry, it's
So, like behind Jayne, so many things are happening right now. But this fight is a bit of just a cluster. Did
Sorry,
he?
sorry,
No,
sorry.
he used his mag, which is good.
Don't let her
Don't let
rest.
her rest. Don't let her rest.
Uh-oh. Who did he bubble?
Don't let her rest.
Don't let her rest.
That's that. He can have that one. It's hard to see what happened.
Got her.
Don't focus on.
Run.
Focus on. Oh my god, the enemy Ryan is doing so much. Ah! See? I talked about this in. I don't know which guide it was, but I talked about, like. Oh, it was the top 10 Zarya mistakes guy. That's the one. Where when you're looking up, to attack like Pharahs and Mercies, your awareness of the ground battle goes to 0. And he misses the bubble on Ryan because he was looking up. That sucks. Why are, like, again, the projected barriers, why did he bubble Hog here? Hog is full HP. Hog is fine. I keep going hoof into the mic, and I'm sorry, guys. Hog is fine. But look at the Brigitte. The Brigitte could use the bubble. Mercy could use the bubble, but he puts it on Hog for some reason.
Run. Focus.
78 ammo reload.
Oh, thank you.
He's just sick of this Mercy, honestly. Alright.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to blow in the mic a bunch of times there.
Seven.
Let's go, dude.
Round 7?
Number 8. Let's go. Probably go underneath.
It's pointless to try and focus
You know what?
ulting Mercy.
I
That's a
have
good
the
point. She was
motion,
ulting.
so-
That's a better point even. Yeah, Mercy was ulting, which makes her even harder to kill. All right, I'm expecting we're gonna see Jayne do really early bubbles again around the corner here because he's done it every single time. Oh man, he got 44 too, which makes me
think
so
he might
sad. Neither team has learned that the other team has a Zarya and they shouldn't just dump damage downrange because they're just going to feed the enemy Zarya. Like, if I was the team on defense here, I'd be like, hey guys, don't spam damage at the choke this time. Wait, because Zarya's going to turn the corner already using both bubbles. Wait till after she uses the bubbles, then spam damage. Like, the defending team has to wait like 2 seconds and all the bubbles for Zarya will be down. But no one has adapted in this game. Jayne hasn't adapted. The enemy Zarya didn't adapt. Neither team adapted. They just don't care about giving energy over to the Zaryas.
Okay, this time, no more Widow. Wait.
You're a little
I'm
split
not
off, guys. I can't.
Yeah, wait for me. Alright.
This is the same that we were talking about when you're tunneling on someone to bubble them, you stop shooting.
You're a
That's
little
what's
split off,
happening right
guys.
here.
Yeah, wait for me. Alright.
Right, okay, look, this is what you do right here. Look at this. The red Zarya has made a mistake. Why did she bubble her Reinhardt? There's no reason to. There's an enemy Roadhog on the field flanking. He can get a hook, and she's going to wish she had bubbled then. And the blue Rein isn't even swinging at the red Rein. So the red Zarya has made a huge mistake here. However, the blue front line can punish this. Roadhog can get a hook, or in comms, someone can call out, Zarya's projected barrier is down. Reinhardt, go for a pin. I will bubble you, and Ryan can just charge in there, create a buttload of space, allow his team to move into that funnel, right? If Ryan charges this guy into this wall, then his team, the blue team, can just run into this point and take advantage of that chaos, kill the enemy Reinhardt, and blow it open. The fact you can punish a bad Zarya bubble so hard, just like we saw on Jayne's second defense, right? He wasted that projected barrier, and then his Rhino Brigitte blew up. That could happen here to the red team if the blue team takes advantage of the red Zarya's greedy bubbles.
Oh, I got one.
Actually,
Okay, go.
nice, okay.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
Bridge 1, bridge half.
Right one.
Mercy there.
Oh my god, it happened.
I got
It
one.
only happened because someone got a kill. It didn't happen because of the coordination, but
Nice.
with the kill happens on McCree, the call goes out, the bubble goes on Ryan, and Ryan charges, right? That's exactly what I wanted to happen.
Oh, nice.
They res,
I got Ryan
they
too.
res.
And the target selection here is really good. Mercy's stuck here, and she gets
Mercy,
killed.
Mercy there.
Oh, I got fucked.
Right.
You guys got that?
Oh,
Sorry, half.
we got this. We got this.
Jump for McCree.
Look at that. Do you think that red Zarya is happy with her barrier? Do you think her team is happy with her projected barrier?
Oh,
I
my
don't think
goodness.
so.
Pogchamp.
I think she regrets that. If I was her, I would regret that.
Fucking trying.
What a terrible barrier that was.
Get out of here.
And Jayne's barrier enabled his Reinhardt to do that charge, to charge across the map.
Sorry. Bridge half.
How far did he get?
Oh, nice.
Oh, I got one.
Actually,
Okay, go.
nice, okay.
Look how much damage.
I got Ryan too.
He took the barrier gave Jayne a ton of energy, protected his Rhine, and Rhine made a play. But again, the McCree dying was the instigator, but it doesn't always have to be the instigator. Just the enemy projected barrier being down is enough of a reason to make a huge push with your front line to punish the red projected barrier being down. I really hope this last fight has demonstrated how important it is to not be greedy with those barriers. A good Rhine and a good Zarya should and will punish you. If you're a Zarya with a Rhine duo or vice versa, and you see enemy Zaryas using barriers like we just saw this red Zarya do, punish it. Don't let them get away with it. Make them regret ever pressing the shield key when you are right in their face. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this review. The main notes are a lot of barriers from Jayne are still too early. It's definitely gotten better in this match, but it's, still a lot of them were too early. A lot of reloads still happening when they shouldn't be, but there was a lot of good in this one too. You know, he had good discipline at some points, good beam grenade discipline. I believe the grabs were good. Target selection was mostly good. He did a good job. He did a much better job with on his personal shields getting energy. And he did have some good projected barriers, but as a whole, there was still a lot of bad reloads and a lot of bad barriers. And that's why in the next game, the final game, Game 5, Jayne will be at his best in these series of VODs. So I'm excited to look at that, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it and you found it helpful, I know it was long, about an hour and 20 minutes. If you liked it and found it helpful, consider giving it a like and subscribing. If you want to see more of these, there's 4 other Jayne VOD reviews, as well as all of my Zarya guides, all of my Zarya VOD reviews for other people. Those are all on my YouTube. Check it out. You can also watch these live on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter and Discord to get updates when all that stuff is happening, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was helpful, and as always, have a good one. Thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. Check out these 2 other videos on the left-hand side, and be sure to subscribe by clicking that button on the right. If you like all of this stuff, you can follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and of course YouTube. All the links will be in the description below. Again, thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a good one.